My name is Aiden Reed, and this is my speech. This is my audience of well over 10 people. The streets of America are being desecrated by mostly useless graffiti. All across of America, there are nothing but taggers and little adolescent punks ruining America's streets and bystanders. So my first contention is that graffiti is the most common type of vandalism in all of America. The average city of 10 million people will spend well over $13 million a year preventing and eliminating graffiti presence in their cities, as of a 2007 census off of graffitiheard.org. Most graffiti is useless. Some Americans will like to defend the art of graffiti as a form of expression, or calling it street art, in a way to defend and try to hide the true essence of graffiti. However, 97% of graffiti is done by taggers. Taggers, as defined by graffitiheard.org, are American men ages 13 to 19 who simply graffiti in mostly residential areas for the issue of simple amusement. So as you can see, graffiti cannot be defended as a street art because it is inherently and widespread used as nothing but simple vandalism. My next contention. Only 5% of all graffiti is referred to as a piece. A piece is how graffiti originated. It is street art. This is non-arguable muraling. It is painting of an artistic expression which can easily be defended as a form of artwork. However, only 5% of this is present in American graffiti. Now, as we can see a direct correlation between amount of people defending American graffiti as street murals and actual realistic terms and statistics of what graffiti is doing to the streets of America, only financially and influentially, we can see that American graffiti should not be defended in any ways. While other European countries are more prevalent and more likely to have more artistic forms of graffiti, America is the statistically highest form of tagging graffiti. Which brings me to my third and final point. American graffiti is majoritively useless, and only certain actions can be used to prevent and control graffiti. Cities such as New Jersey have implemented institutions that are free walls. These are blank walls that are repainted every so often to give graffitiists a way of having a place to express themselves, so they don't have to attack your personal small business or the back of your house. These walls have been colossal failures. Not only are they unused by actual muralists, they're covered with vulgar words, vulgar actions, paintings. You guys can imagine what they're putting on there. It's not working. That is the only effective form of graffiti prevention in America used today. Other technological advancements, such as graffiti-resistant paint, is in widespread production by Sherwin-Williams. However, there is not much funding going into this, as it is not seen as a national epidemic. Once the national defense system has recognized American graffiti as a threat to national security, they will begin funding efforts to fund non-graffitiable paint, which we will see a widespread reduction in American graffiti. However, as of today, there is little funding. All of this graffiti is being funded privately, and there aren't any actual individuals getting subsidies from the government to actually fund this production of graffiti-less paint. Now, to conclude and summarize, my three main points. 1. American graffiti is not art. 2. American graffiti is financially damaging to major cities. And 3. There are very little subsidies in effect to combat American graffiti. So all of these points, ranging from fiscal ramifications to lax in the national budget, can be seen very clearly as problems that need to be efficiently and effectively changed in the American system. So, by a show of hands, who here thinks that American graffiti is one of the largest problems in America? Largest problems. I see I have 2 people's hands raised now. That is not a true statement. It is not in any way the largest problem. However, it is a non-arguably large problem. When compared to things like global warming, national defense, the economic crisis, there is no comparison. It's night and day. However, one can simply see when riding through a graffiti-inflicted town that something needs to be done. Ungraffitiable paint needs to be subsidized. Graffiti walls maybe need to be implemented more widespread to actually gain support. There are several other things that can be done. However, as you can see, no one really sees it as a problem. While, as I pointed out, it's not the nation's largest problem, it is something that has to be done. So I urge all of you, vote in the next electoral cycle for someone and a representative of your choosing that you find to be of good moral standing and able to help this American graffiti problem. Vote for someone who you truly think is going to be able to change the system and be able to help in any ways. Write a letter to your congressman if you think you can. I really doubt it's going to do anything, but it's helpful to get your feelings on paper. The next thing you can do is talk to your city representatives. Local sheriff has a lot to do with the graffiti prevention and removal. City councilmen, city councilwomen all have influential spots. So I urge all of you, the next electoral cycle, to process your thoughts much more clearly and advocate and demand that we change the use of graffiti in America and how it's removed. Thank you. Hold on, it's not stop recording, doesn't it?